Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Under Contract with Jeremy Fust, but I think I might be changing the name. I'm still early on enough in this to change the name if I want to, so I think I'm changing the name so it correlates with other things that I am building, but for now, at least until I make a decision, we are Under Contract with Jeremy Fust. So, my name is Jeremy Fust, obviously. So, today, I'm always laying in bed or I'm driving around. I believe that you have your most creative thoughts in three places. When you're laying in bed at night, when you're driving with no music on, or when you are in the shower. That's when your mind is most fluid in thought because you're just going through the motion and you're letting muscle memory take over and take control. And so you're not thinking about anything, which allows your thoughts to come in and come out. Anyway, so often I'm thinking about, what do I want to talk about for my next episode here? And I was just in this conference last week. That was absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's called NLA Live Next Level Agent, and it was just 2 days of absolute fire, and it's always just a good reminder to go there, be around other absolute monsters, killers, people way smarter than I am, and just be in those rooms and hear how they do things and their different models on just so many different things, and just super incredible. And so the inspiration was electric, if you will, from last week. And thinking about what this episode is all about, I really want to talk about, and this might get a little aggressive, and if you find it aggressive, it most likely means I'm talking about you, because it's always harder to hear feedback when we are looking in the mirror and seeing the reflection of us in that feedback. And we're going into a year, we're wrapping up a year that was difficult in the real estate space, especially if you were a newer agent coming into it in the last 12 months. I believe there wasn't a better time to get into it than in the last 12 months because you had to bust your ass to get stuff done. And going into this following year, I'm sure most of you guys have set goals and you say, I'm going to do X amount of units, I'm going to make X amount of money, I'm going to do X amount in production. Every week I'm going to smash 1,000 calls. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, all these things. And nothing changes if nothing changes, right? It's one of my favorite sayings of all time because it's so simple and it makes just so much sense. Nothing is going to change unless you change what you are doing. 9 times out of 10, it's not the skill set that holds people back. When people in my kind of situation, other team leads, other mentors, when we run into somebody where skill set is the only thing holding them back, it's like we found a needle in a haystack. We found a golden nugget. Because 9 times out of 10, it's simply output, period. It's simply not making enough calls, not doing enough open houses, not sending enough mailers to your sphere, not sending enough X, whatever it might be. It's not doing enough, period. And typically your skill set will follow. When you are busting out 500 calls every single day, your skill set is going to increase over time. It's just natural. But when people don't have the skill set, but they're giving the output, that is like, please give me those people all day long, please. Because I can coach that. At Impact Real Estate, the team that I own, we have what I call the 4 impact laws. And the second one is I choose to be 100% responsible for my own security. What that means is you own your business. You are not allowed to say, it's their fault. I did everything I could, but it's their fault. It's definitely not me. It's this brokerage. It's this team lead. It's that agent. It's whoever the fuck is getting in the way of you doing what you want to accomplish. It's 100% on you. You are making the decisions to be where you are. You are making the decisions to prospect the way you want to prospect. You are making the decision to sleep in, to go to bed late, to drink your ass off every night, whatever it might be. You are making those decisions that affect the life that you are living, period, point blank. You are 100% responsible for your own security, financial security, physical security, whatever it might be. You are responsible for it, and you need to own it. You need to look in the mirror and say, hey, am I doing enough to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish? If you set a goal in 2022 going into 2023 and you didn't hit that goal, there's a reason why. And because you didn't take those goals serious enough, period. You didn't draw a line in the sand and say, I am going to do whatever it takes to hit this goal. If you want to do, let's just call it 24 units next year, that's 2 units a month. That is a very attainable goal, and it's extremely attainable, extremely easy to track to see if you are on pace of hitting that goal. You do 2 a month. So if you don't do 2 in January, you need to do 4 in February. If you do 1 in January, 1 in February, you are now 2 deals behind. Make those up, right? And you don't go home until you've set enough appointments, so you've had enough conversations to feel confident that you're going to be able to hit that goal. But the big problem in this industry with the things that I run into is simply output. When I talk in this sort of context, it's because I've done it, right? And I went through it. My first year, I was that agent that was like, oh, I hope people come to me. I hope people come to me. You know, that's what everybody wants. That's the perfect business. Everyone just comes to you and you do 100 units a year, but that's not the reality of things. Maybe over time you can build your business where 75% of people will come to you. Maybe if you want a big business, if you want a smaller, if you're good, if you're chilling at 12 units a year, 6 units a year, and you're completely happy, then that's incredible. That is all anybody should push you to do. If that is what truly makes you happy, then great. Like, go freaking knock it out of the park, right? You jump into this business to create the life that you want. So if you want to create a life where you make an extra 70 to 100 grand a year, more power to you. If you jump into this business because you want to build a lot of wealth, generational wealth, a lot of money to go do things, and you want to go be the most ambitious version of yourself and go crank out hundreds of units, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, am I doing enough today to accomplish that? Period. If you are not analyzing yourself and evaluating yourself, you're doing yourself a giant disservice. Giant. You need to evaluate what have you done that has not worked and what are you going to do. And the easiest way that I have found to teach this is what I call extreme time blocking. And most of you guys know what time blocking is. I'm not going to go on about that, but extreme time blocking is you time block every single hour for your entire week. Okay. So Sunday nights are my nights to get ready for my week. I go through my calendar, I go through my email, I go through my social medias. Sunday night, sit down and you plan out every single hour of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Meaning the majority of people, they put from 9 to 12 on prospecting. Okay, that goes out the window. Okay. At 6 a.m. I wake up. At 6:30 I eat breakfast. At 7 o'clock I take my kid to school. At 7:30 I am doing this. At 8 I am pulling lists. At 8:30 I'm inputting into dialer and script practicing. At 9 o'clock I am calling this neighborhood. From 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock I am calling this neighborhood. From 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock I'm calling this neighborhood. And so when you are getting ready on Sunday, when you're building that time block, you say, okay, I'm going to call XYZ neighborhood. That is when you pull your list and you get ready. You don't pull your list and get ready at 9 o'clock to start dialing and then you're on the dialer at 9:30. You don't do that. You get ready Sunday night and you plan out every single hour, and then you see, when you do that, you see the information that you need. This is what makes it powerful. So if you say, I am going to circle prospect 123 Main Genova community. Just made that, I don't know what Genova is. Then you know that you need to go pull your data for Genova and get it ready to dial. So come 9 o'clock, you hit boop, start dialer, and your way you go. But if your big problem is output, I'm telling you, do this extreme time blocking. It will take time to build, but it'll make you significantly more productive. Sunday nights, take the time. Every single hour of your day is time blocked. Even if you're doing the same thing, right? If you're doing an open house from 10 to 2 on Saturday, from 10 to 11, open house here. 11 to 12, open house here. 12 to 1, open house here. 1 to 2, open house here. Because you can't cut corners. You have to stay true to what extreme time blocking is, and that is every single hour. You don't skip and you don't make a big block going from 10 to 2, I'm open housing. You don't do that. You don't cut corners. You do every single hour, and you go down, and you go down, and you go down. I call it extreme time blocking. It is the best way to be productive, because then all you have to do is hold yourself accountable to what you put in your calendar. Period. That's all you need to do. So once you're little, like I use Google Calendars, right? And I have notifications in 10 minutes. I got to do this. Okay, I'm ready, right? In my head, I know I'm ready. In 10 minutes, I got to start that. Then on that time, it goes off. Okay, I got to switch. I got to go do this. It's not like, dang, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know. I know I need to make calls. Who am I going to call? Okay, what are the best neighborhoods I need to call? Right? We're not going to do that. We're going to do that Sunday. Then we're going to extreme time block it through the week. This will help you hold yourself accountable to what you want to accomplish. This is all that matters, what you want to accomplish. Not what your mentor, not what an agent next to you, not what your team lead, not what your designated broker, or not what anybody else wants, what you want. That's all that's important, period. If anyone tells you otherwise, tell them to get the hell out of your life, because this business is about building it the way that you want. That's what makes it the best business in the world, what you want. So if you want to go do 24 units, what activities does it take for you to go do 24 units a year? If you've done it before, what did you do to get there? If you haven't done it, go ask somebody else who has done it. And when in doubt, this is super important. When in doubt, just deploy energy somewhere into having conversations. Deploy it into something, whether that's calls, whether that's Sphere, past clients, open houses, door knocking, events, whatever it might be. Deploy energy there so you're not wasting time. Because if you haven't done 24 units, but you want to do 24 units, you need to find out how to get there. And the only way to do that is deploying energy into something and seeing if that will get you there. Meaning, like, here's my point. Like, let's say you want to do open houses, but you haven't done open houses enough to do 24 units a year. If I go do an open house, it might take me 2 open houses to get a deal, right? It might take you 6 because you don't have the skill set to actually convert. And that's not a bash. That's not like me me saying I'm better than you. That is saying you need to understand who you are so you can go do enough activity to hit what you want to hit. Like, that's all that's about. Like, there is no he's better, she's better bullshit. Like, that's not what this is about. This is what do you need to do to achieve what you want to do. That's all that's about. This isn't a competition, right? But you need to deploy energy somewhere so you can figure out how many open houses do I need to do before I get a deal? How many calls do I need to make before I get a deal? How many doors do I need to knock before I get a deal? How many postcards do I need to send my sphere before I get a deal? How many mailers do I need to send out in my farm before I get a deal? You need to find those out so then you know what to do, right? So if you don't know what to do, just deploy energy somewhere consistently over time and good things will come of it. I promise you. But going into the year, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, am I doing enough? Period. Like, answer that question first, because I'm telling you 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. Not me telling you no, yourself is telling you no. I did not do enough this past year. And you need to have that conversation frequently with yourself. Am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Like, and it needs to match your ambition too, right? But I don't want to go on that tangent. Like, I'm not saying sacrifice your life to go do deals if you don't want to sacrifice your life. But if you're a new agent and you're ambitious and you want to go crank out as many deals as you can and make as much money as you can and help as many families as you can, you need to have this conversation frequently and say, hey, sacrifices must be made. All right, guys. Hopefully one of you guys found that valuable. Please like, subscribe. This is also, I don't think you say like, subscribe on podcast, but this is also on YouTube if you want to check it out. My name is Jeremy Fust. I own Impact Real Estate here in Arizona. And if you have any questions, my mission is just to help one person every single time I create a piece of content. If I could just help one person every single time, then my mission is complete. So if you found this valuable, please like, comment, do whatever you got to do on whatever platform. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to talk, just hit me up, man. Find me on the Insta, on the old Facebook. Just Google my name or just type in Jeremy Fust. Hopefully you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you later. See ya.